Thank you for coming, everyone. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, 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 Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai.
Welcome everybody to Shalvah this week. And this week, as you can see, we don't have a text sheet up because we're doing a chant that is really just two words repeated, two names of God. And this is a traditional practice in Jewish circles, also in some other religious traditions, in particular in Islam, the tradition of chanting names of God in order to try to understand them, to try to bring them to our consciousness, and to try to let them enter our hearts. And these particular two names of God, we're taught by the ancients that there are 7 names of God that are so holy that if we write them down, then that piece of paper can't just be discarded. It needs to be buried. So those are names that have sacredness and have power. And these are the two of the most common that we see from the time of the Torah. The word Adonai, meaning maybe literally it means, the word Adon means Lord, and it's often applied to human beings in the Torah. But the ending Adonai is a little confusing because normally if you were trying to put a possessive on that word, you'd say Adoni, my Lord. Here it's the plural ending, even though the word is singular. So what is that trying to say? It's a name that only applies to God. And the word, the name Adonai comes later in the Torah than the name Elohim and Eloheinu, and it's often associated with, in Exodus when God speaks to Moses and says, I am now revealing to you this name. I want you to take this name and speak it to the Israelites when they ask you what my name is. Here's my name. And sometimes for that reason, since it's associated with the Exodus, people teach that the name Adonai is a name of God that's about change. It's about seeing the world as it is and saying it needs to be different than it is. That we might think that the world is, built according to God's will, as we say in many prayers. In the Kaddish, we say that God has built the world according to God's will. But the name Adonai indicates from the story of the Exodus, we know that sometimes the world is unjust, sometimes the world is unfair, sometimes the world needs to be changed because human beings are not acting right in the world. And the name Adonai is a name that holds, at least according to some, that message, that teaching about the power of God, that the power of God can be the power of change. The name Elohim, which comes much earlier in the Torah, is often associated with creation. And so for that reason, at the very beginning of the Torah, it says, Bereshit bara Elohim, in the beginning God created, the name Elohim. So Eloheinu is associated, or the name Elohim is associated with the idea of what is, the world as it is, and that God is in fact the God of the world as it is. So that when we see the world created in the way that it is, especially its physical form, but even the way that human beings are made, that that also is a representation of the power of God. So we can see that in some ways it's a paradox to put these names together, to say that Adonai is the same force as Elohim, as Eloheinu, that the force that makes for change in the world is the same as the force that creates the world in the first place and that makes the world the way it is. The power of what is and the power of what could be come from the same place. But that is kind of the radical thing that ancient Judaism was saying about the world, that both of those powers actually come from God, and we can appreciate both those powers and channel different ones of them at different points. So here in this moment that we're in, we are seeing the awesome power of the world as it was created, and the world as it was created has things in it like viruses and disease, and those things can operate on human beings for, of course, not for our good, but for horrible and tragic outcomes. So that's the power of Elohim, maybe, that we see in this moment, and we have to respect that power, the world as it is. But God, of course, also created a world in which viruses can be destroyed, viruses can be treated, and so that's part of the power of Elohim. Also, is that there's powers to fight against the power of the virus. But of course, maybe more, we see the power of Adonai in the power of human beings to step up in times of difficulty when the world seems to be attacking human bodies, and say, let's try to help in all the ways that human beings are trying to help in this moment. So I think it's a challenge for us to see both powers in the world. Sometimes we want to see one, and one, we might go to the woods and say, here's the power of God, the power of creation, and that's something channeled or symbolized by Elohim. Other times when we rail against the world, that's also channeling a different power of God. And holding both of those is the challenge. And I think that's part of the practice of singing this chant, is to hold those things together and acknowledge that both those things are divine, and we need to channel them in different ways at different times during our lives.
Okay, so um, the practice of equanimity and accepting what is what we're going to focus on today. So I invite you to feel your feet wherever they're resting, feel your hands where they're resting, to just become aware that you're sitting, and to gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable closing your eyes right now, or gaze softly at the ground in front of you. And we're going to start by scanning through the body, beginning at the top of our head. So sitting in a relaxed but upright posture, and just noticing any tension beginning at the top of the head, through your face, letting it go if you become aware of it, taking some nice deep breaths into those parts that might need a little loosening up, noticing how the back of your head feels right now, and your neck, your throat. Your shoulders, your upper arms, forearms, the palms of your hands, all the way to the tips of your fingers, letting any tension go. Coming back to your torso, noticing if your belly is in any way doing anything but just completely relaxing out and letting it all go. Noticing any tension in your back, relaxing it. All the way through your seat, through your legs to your knees, your calves to your ankles, the bottoms of your feet, the tops of your feet, just any tension, any holding, let it go, all the way to your toes. So now we're feeling a little more present in our bodies, and we can bring attention to our breath and our whole body as it breathes. Noticing the inhalation, where it changes to become the exhalation. Getting as curious as you can about your breath. Relaxed but focused. And if any thoughts come to mind, just note them. If it's a worried thought, you can just note it, worry, and let it go. If you're feeling something, I've heard this referred to as a feeling tone. So if you're feeling stress, or if you're feeling calm, if you're feeling relaxed or anxious, whatever it is, just note the feeling tone. And let it go and return to your breath. But just becoming aware of how you're feeling and aware of your thoughts as you're sitting here. And if any of those thoughts or feeling tones become predominant, then you can welcome it in. Just note that it's there. Note your reaction to it. We spend a lot of energy resisting things. So noting how we're feeling and noting any feelings around the feeling. And if your mind starts to go on a thought train, then let that go and gently return to your breath and your body. In this practice, we're distinguishing thought trains and stories from predominant feelings that might be with us right now. So again, if a feeling arises or a thought and it feels really powerful, note what's happening. Note how you're reacting to it. See if it's manifesting in your breath, in any holding tension in the body. Equanimity is seeing what is and accepting it, not trying to change it. So noting that it's happening, returning to your breath and your body. Knowing that all feelings and thoughts are temporary. And if your mind is wandering, just gently bring it back to the anchor of your body and your breath. Feeling your hands in your lap, your feet on the floor, your seat. Feeling your inhalation and your exhalation. Resting in this present moment. Before we open our eyes, we're going to try to follow 3 breath cycles completely from the beginning to the end. Not trying to change our breath, just noticing how we're breathing right now. Noting the inhalation and the exhalation, just one breath at a time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, 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 Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai, Adonai, 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 Eloheinu. Adonai.
I hope you can take from this little moment of equanimity, a storehouse of equanimity to take with you into the week, into Shabbat and the week to come, that whatever comes, we can both be with what is and also be able to see maybe the seeds of what can be. Thank you for all being with us today.